So this is going to be a new series. It's going to be centered around vehicles, something I've been wanting to do for a while, but when you only have one vehicle, it's really difficult to take it out of service because you're always doing something, right? You're always having to go somewhere, go to work, go to appointments. And it's really hard to take your vehicle out of service for a project, even if it's a day, because a lot of times, every day you have something to do. So I just bought a second vehicle and I kept the last vehicle. So now I can kind of rotate them and get a lot more stuff done. So this, and the type of vehicle isn't really important. This just happens to be a GMC 2500, and then the last one I had was a GMC 1500. So they're both trucks. I'm really trying to make them broad enough that anybody can get ideas from it. It doesn't have to be centered around this specific vehicle. And both of them have this, which is actually a really useful feature. So this one I ordered with dual batteries and dual alternators. So there's the first battery, and then on the other side, there's the second battery right there. And they're tied together as one big battery. So what that means is, obviously they have to be in parallel, otherwise they'd be 24 volts if they was in series. So what you have is one giant 12-volt battery. And so what I'm going to do is electrically separate them and make the secondary one what's known as a house battery for RV terms. And what that means is this is a secondary battery that is not connected all the time to the first battery. It's only connected when it's charging. So you use something called a DC to DC controller. And what this means is you can run this one all the way down and it does not affect the first battery, which means you're not going to be stranded. You can always start the truck. So a DC to DC charger, usually, not always, this one that I got does, has something called a solar charge controller. And what that means is you can actually plug in a solar panel directly to it, and it will actually recharge your battery. So if you're not driving, let's say you're camping for a couple days, you just throw on a solar panel and it keeps everything topped off. And because these trucks now have 120 volt outlets, you can run stuff off the 120 volt. And not only will it recharge your house battery, but it will actually trickle charge your starting battery. So if you're sitting for a few days and there's, whatever, something that's kind of draining the battery slowly, it'll keep it full. So really useful to have. Vehicles are kind of, apart from your house, the main, or your house would be the main, or wherever you live, that's your main preparedness item, right? But then your vehicle is pretty much secondary to that. There's a lot of things you can do to vehicles to make yourself a more capable person. Now, we are not talking about SHTF and the world type stuff, okay? This is common sense stuff. This is just how to become better than the average person. So having the ability to use your truck as a mobile generator is going to be, I think, a huge capability increase if you don't have that already. So again, I'll give you a little bit closer, and I'm sorry, this lens flares a lot. So that's the secondary battery. And again, that is the primary battery. On the 1500, what I had to do was, it came with the slot, but not the battery. So I had to actually change out the plate and then add a secondary battery, which I did, but there's no connections because, again, when you have one vehicle, it's very difficult to start those kind of projects. So kind of excited to be starting this series. There's going to be quite a few things. I'm only showing you a couple right now, but I got a lot of stuff planned. So stay tuned for that. If there's something specific that you wanted to see, let me know. I'll update you as stuff that I bought comes in. The DC to DC charger should be here in the next few days. I'm going to show you here some stuff from Boost Auto that I got, some really easy mods for this truck. They have the same mods for a lot of other vehicles. I'm really trying to keep this broad. So a lot of these mods, they're going to be, for me, specific to this vehicle and to pickup trucks, to GMCs, but these mods you can do to a lot of other vehicles. It's pretty universal. So don't get discouraged if you don't have a pickup truck or you don't have a GMC, because I'm really going to put in the effort to make this something that everybody can get something out of. So there we go. That's your intro to this series. And that flaring, I'm sorry about that. And yeah, I'll keep you guys updated.